How to replace the motherboard. Before you begin, remove the base enclosure, battery, wireless LAN module, and speakers. Removal. Peel back the retention tape and disconnect the webcam cable from its connector on the motherboard. Using minimal force, lift the locking bar up on the two USB board ZIF connectors and disconnect the two USB board ribbon cables from the motherboard. Using minimal force, lift the locking bar up on the touchpad board ZIF connector and disconnect the touchpad board ribbon cable from the motherboard. Using minimal force, lift the locking bar up on the keyboard light ZIF connector and disconnect the keyboard light ribbon cable from the motherboard. Using minimal force, lift the locking bar up on the keyboard ZIF connector and disconnect the keyboard ribbon cable from the motherboard. Peel back the retention tape and disconnect the display panel cable from the connector on the motherboard. Disconnect the power cable from the connector on the USB board. Remove the power cable from the routing channel on the top cover. Remove the 8 3.5mm P1 Phillips head screws that secure the motherboard to the top cover. Carefully lift the left edge of the motherboard off of the alignment pins and guide the external connectors out of the cutouts in the base enclosure. Remove the motherboard. Reverse this procedure to install the motherboard. Important: there is a thermal pad positioned between the CPU on the motherboard and the top cover. When replacing the motherboard, inspect the thermal pad for damage. A damaged thermal pad must be replaced.